I don't know what else has been going on. We played tennis this morning.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yep. We had a horrible punishing morning of tennis. We were perfectly balanced. It was just like neither one of us could defeat the other.
Yeah, like multiple games of like mini deuce points. Like, do you know what I mean?
A deuce point is when you shit yourself.
Yeah, I played Mario Tennis. Like,
I was like, I know, I did play tennis growing up. Like, I've never heard of a deuce point.
Like when you hit, like you get to deuce and there's add in or add out depending on who gets, but then you go back to deuce if someone doesn't win, and we just kept going back to deuce over and over, and you just get so tired.
It was just tied the entire time. We did an
so
hour, and at the end of it was like 4-4, and like a set is 6.
Yeah.
And we were both just like, let's just go home. And gave up on the competitive aspect.
That's kind of like the perfect thing, though. I don't know if you guys have gotten that similar in your expertise.
We're pretty symmetrical, like ability wise, in terms of. I think I would lose immediately to anyone else, but I know how to play you.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
We are very balanced, but
yeah, that's true. You do actually suck.
I'm very bad.
No,
Actually, Monica, I do.
I think that about me too, because I feel like I know how to play against you only. But
But I feel like a superstar when I'm defeating the girlfriend. When I'm trying to win. John, do you and Julia like compete and stuff, like, or do you deliberately not?
We haven't really done much competing.
You should start.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what we would do. What's a fun game besides tennis?
Okay, all right. You could become golf rivals.
Oof. I'm not a huge golfer.
Do you guys like cards? You could play spit.
board games.
Board games.
Board games. We do yoga together, but yoga is not a competitive sport.
No, it's not.
We could
make it.
one.
Yeah,
it could be
there we
points.
go. Competitive
I
yoga.
think that may defeat one of the main points of yoga, which is like centering yourself and
But we
like
finally bring
calming
it to
your
the
mind.
Western world.
Gotcha. Let's capitalize this bitch.
God has gone on vacation. God's been gone for so long. God has gone on vacation. Will he be coming back? Will he be coming back? Will he be coming back? Will he be coming back?
Welcome to the Big Hollywood Table Read, a very dumb podcast where our guests every week read new sketches, cold read sketches that they have never seen before. Very excited to be here. As always, I'm your host, Tom. With us, as always, is Caitlin. Say hi, Caitlin.
Hi.
And big Hollywood executive John Farrell, who's out to defeat his fiance in spit cards, right?
Cards, yeah.
You guys
Backgammon, yeah.
all right, you wake up every morning and play war.
I wake her up with an air horn and 52 fresh cards.
Tom and I are always in competition.
It's true.
Especially today for some reason. Oh, we have this whole. Have we already talked about this in the podcast?
Let's welcome our guest, Monica Carroll. Welcome back to the show, Monica. No, keep going.
Hi.
Keep going.
I can't remember if we've already talked about the phone bit on the podcast yet, but like, so Tom will misplace his phone around
This
the
never
house,
happened.
and then I always find it. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like become a whole thing where if he's like, "Oh no, I lost my phone," I'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna find it." But now we're trying to steal each other's phone to prove that we have found the other's phone.
I just take her phone and put it in my pocket, and I'm like, looking for this. It's how you win. You have to defeat the girlfriend.
Yeah.
You put it on the lid of the toilet that you have to pull up in the back.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you putting it here for?
Duct taping it
Oh,
inside
man.
of things.
It's going far though. Like this morning he dropped his phone outside and he was like, and somehow mine's not as cracked as yours. And I was like, unnecessary.
It's because we tied in tennis. I had to defeat you.
I'm defeating you by I cracked my phone, but it's not as cracked as yours. Sucks to suck.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Relationships are about winning and
Okay.
just being ahead of the other person.
That's
It's
good
like,
to know.
yeah, it's a competition, right?
Mhm.
I guess I've stacked the deck then.
Yeah.
That's what Hinge is all about. Competition.
Monica's currently on top. The rankings are Monica, 10 blank spaces, and her boyfriend. Get his ass. What's going on, Monica Carroll? What's going on in your life?
Not too much, just hanging, you know.
Yeah.
I went to H Mart today, as I mentioned to you guys, and that's why I was late for the pod. because I was at a grocery store. But it's so cool in there. There's so
I
much
love
stuff to
H-Mart.
look at.
Yep.
I got
Yeah.
really lost. I was just looking at people playing like the claw game.
My favorite place for snacks.
Oh, it's so good.
I get those little like dessert, like dumpling, like mochi things. Do you know what I'm
Sounds
talking about?
so good. Yeah.
They're so good.
Perfect for snacks. Perfect for like fruit that's like crazy that I've never seen before.
Mhm.
That's probably my favorite part of it is like the produce. It's like I go there and I'm like, oh, there's so much stuff that I don't understand.
It's so true. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not scared of produce. I do get scared of meat, which is not right, and it's something that's in my head. But I don't get scared of produce.
You're afraid of meat?
Yeah, kinda.
Like
I don't-
in its raw form at the store?
No, I'm not.
specifically?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm afraid of eating a meat that I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, that's really reasonable.
Oh,
that's
okay,
that's
yeah.
incredible.
Like if it's a meat I've never encountered, I get
Yeah,
nervous to eat
especially
it.
at H Mart.
Yeah.
It's like it could
Yeah.
be anything. Truly.
It could be anything.
I thought meat was like clowns for you.
Oh no! No, it's a really reasonable.
Like you see a butcher, you're like, no.
I
At a
mean-
parade, yeah.
And I have this steak. Monica's like,
But yeah, so it's not a good food to experiment with.
Yeah, I
Like,
just get nervous.
Yeah.
But I can I can eat a random vegetable. Like that doesn't scare me.
yeah, you can saute anything. and
Exactly.
It's probably gonna be okay.
Yeah.
and fruits and vegetable look like other fruits and vegetable, you know,
Yeah.
where it's just like, oh yeah, it's all the same thing,
Totally.
right?
Plus, I don't have an emotional attachment to any real fruits or vegetables, and sometimes I get emotionally attached to animals.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is there any animal you can't eat because of it?
Yeah, a bunch.
Oh,
Oh, I don't eat pig.
Oh really?
I don't eat
can
pork.
see- yeah, and then I always that's the one I feel guilty about.
Because
Yeah.
they're smart.
Yeah, they're smart
Yeah.
and they're like, they're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I feel that way about cows too, but they're not quite as smart.
Okay, so
But maybe I just grew up eating more beef, so it's like it would be a way harder one to cut out.
cows are dumb enough to eat
Mm.
octopus. You ever get
I
that
don't,
about
really, I
octopus?
don't really eat octopus.
They're actually very smart.
They're very smart,
They can like
but
unlock.
they're very tasty.
Yeah, they're pretty delicious.
The only time I had one was at, you guys know about the 7 fishes dinner Italians do it?
Yeah,
Christmas Eve, yeah.
I've seen the
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah. Oh, right. My sister was dating an Italian guy one time. I went to pick her up on one of on the 7 fishes night,
Mm.
and they made me come in, and they started. And I guess I thought this was like fake, but all the older women there in their 50s and up started shoving food into my mouth and like with their fingers, like
Doing the manja thing.
Yeah,
like oh
eat,
wow.
and like they're putting octopus like cooked in a bunch of different ways, and it just tastes like a rubber band. I was like, get your finger, you know what I mean? Get it
oh
out
my
of my mouth.
God. Their hands
Yeah.
were in your mouth.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I did that for. We're not being recorded visually, but I stuck my fingers in my mouth.
Yeah, it
to
was a
prove
fish hook
point.
thing.
Italians don't have any boundaries.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Italian
actually.
Americans definitely
went-
have no boundaries.
I went to my friend's house and her family one time. And her family's super Italian, and I hadn't met them yet. And she was like, just so you know, like, we kiss. Like she's like, I just want to give you a heads up so that you're not being weird about it.
So you're not being weird about
you
it.
got a we kiss trigger warning.
She's like, we're Italian. Like, there's kissing. All of us. We all
Did you
kiss.
get kissed?
No, I didn't get kissed.
Okay.
Thank God. That'd be so fucking weird.
Yeah, Caitlin has a very I think effective "do not kiss me" kind of
Yeah.
like
I
aura.
have a do not hug me vibe. So
yeah, just totally like no, none of that.
It's so funny for your boyfriend to say like she has like a real "don't kiss me" vibe, and I'm like, they haven't kissed, guys.
No, that's the thing is that I got to. That's, once again, it's about winning. Let's read a sketch. Life is a competitive act, which means destroying other people. All right, cool. We got Zoo Trip up number 1. Let's have Monica, your Zookeeper 1, John, your Zoo Master, and Caitlin, your Zookeeper 2. The zoo is a place of natural wonder, and if you're lucky, a pretty good food court. Zookeeper 1 is standing in the office of his natural overlord, the Zoo Master, who's looking none too pleased.
It's completely out of the question.
Please, boss, you haven't even given it a thought yet. Just picture it in your mind.
What the fuck are you talking about?
There's a polite knock on the door, and Zookeeper 2 pokes her head in. She's respectful but firm to her boss.
Excuse me, sir. Is everything in here okay? The patrons are starting to ask questions.
Sydney, come on in. Come in. Shut the door behind you. Listen to what the shepherd here is suggesting.
I was just saying I had an idea for the animals, a good idea.
Okay, what would be a good idea?
He wants to take the animals on a goddamn ski trip.
Like skiing on snow? On a mountain?
That's exactly what he means.
Or snowboarding. I feel like the hippos would really enjoy snowboarding.
How could that possibly be safe?
Zookeeper 1 gets politely defensive because he's at a normal work meeting.
I think they can get their bearings at the base and then spend the day on the bunny slope.
You see what I'm dealing with?
Would the penguins even need to ski?
No penguins. They already get to slip and slide all over around that crap.
And the polar bears?
Same thing. They should be limited to the animals who don't get the normal sliding around on ice experience. They'd probably be insulted anyway.
He's out of his fucking mind.
You're the one who insists we call you Zoo Master, you fucking moron.
I'm trying to build a brand.
It's pretty obvious. You post on Instagram every day.
These are the best practices.
All right,
Okay,
so read
cool.
that again,
Fuck,
John.
fuck, that's him. These are the best
Did you
practices.
say breast?
He did. He did say breast practice.
Pervert.
It's weird how so many of your like errors like are sexual.
It's just a different website. It's not an Instagram thing. It's breast practices.
Fuck.
One more time, John.
Those are the best practices.
Okay, cool, you two.
He's attacking my brand.
Relax, boss. And Shepard, where are you even getting this? Like, how did this idea come up?
I was trying to write a screenplay about a giraffe who wins a water skiing competition.
See, that's fucking stupid. Why would anyone watch a movie like that?
The giraffe does water skiing because of his trauma.
Oh, now that sounds pretty good.
What happened to the fictional giraffe?
His family died in a gun accident, which was technically hunting season.
Zoomaster nods about it with great empathy. He read about this in a magazine.
I understand all of this completely.
So I thought, what if these majestic creatures, who we put in jail for some reason, what if they could actually do water skiing? Well, I did some research, and that shit would totally not work.
Is that why you got a degree in physics?
That is the only reason I got a degree in physics. But for regular skiing, totally possible.
How is that true?
The research got too confusing, which means it's possible.
Does it?
It sure as shit does not. And this zoo is just a jail for animals. Hold on, let me do it again. It sure as shit does not. And this zoo is not just a jail for animals. It's a place for the people and tourists of San Diego to enjoy.
That's actually a pretty good description of the zoo. Therefore, I rule that you two should go on a ski trip, and I'll stay here with the animals.
Zookeeper 1 and Zoomaster leave for a fun heterosexual weekend on the slopes, while Zookeeper 2 steals the cash deposit for the entire weekend and absconds to Quebec. The end. Fiend scene. Living cinema. What if giraffes were skiing? Let's think about that for 6 pages. Have you guys been to a zoo recently? I have a thing about this, like in your adult life.
No.
Because, yeah, it's like I think it's probably, I was like 15 maybe last time I was at a zoo. And I looked up and it was most of the animals I saw are dead. Because you can figure that out, you know? It's like you can look up the lifespans.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's like the longer you go without going to a zoo, there's no living giraffe that you've ever seen.
Yeah, the zoo cemetery, yeah.
There's probably some turtles still alive, right?
Oh.
Yeah, turtles and parrots. Like you can see, like, oh, that guy's probably still hanging in
Parrots
there.
live for a really long time.
The cemetery of a zoo would be a cool place.
What?
No one.
I mean,
Yeah, with your Ouija board.
Yeah. You could go be like goth there, you know?
what do they do with it?
They must incinerate.
Yeah, probably, right? Cremate?
Maybe they just don't put it on the map. Maybe it's like something they keep kind of quiet, you know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be respectful to, cremate them and spread their ashes in their natural habitat.
Oh, that would
take the, if a lion dies, take its ashes to Africa.
Isn't that kind of spiking the football though? Isn't that sort of just like you lived here and it's like, yeah, you can go back when you're dead?
Oh yeah, I guess so. It's kind of rude.
They wouldn't feed them to each other.
So.
Oh man, they might.
That seems.
I mean,
economically, it's the right thing to do.
I mean, if it's like a famous animal, probably not.
Right.
Right? Like they're not gonna turn Moo Ding or whatever her name is into
a bunch
lion food.
Right.
But
you say that now, but she pisses off the wrong person, you know?
she did predict Trump winning, so.
Oh, did she?
I think it wasn't that a whole thing. They were they just literally when they put 2 toys in front of a dog and it chooses something.
Oh, that's bullshit.
It was like
yeah,
that.
that's how they picked the Dalai Lama. That's bullshit.
Wait, is that how they pick the Dalai Lama?
Yeah, the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
The Dalai Lama, they put a bunch of toys on a blanket and a baby picks the right toy and then they're like, "Oh, you must be God."
Oh.
That's my understanding of it anyway, and it's pretty silly.
Whoa. I thought the next Dalai Lama is a teenager from the United States, I think. I'm not
That
kidding.
makes sense. They're probably trying to up their PR.
I did think it was more of an Avatar situation where they have some kind of powers.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe you might like look at a kid and be like, oh, that kid's cute, like, or what, something. You know what I mean? Like you might feel a connection to. I don't think that they should be feeling connections to children, but like if you did.
Well, that might be part of the screening. That might be like the first interview is like vibes, but at some point they have to pick the right toy off a blanket, like before they're old enough to like realize what it's riding on.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Which is another reason why it's very silly.
What are the toys that they have to pick?
I don't know.
So it has to be something like, it's probably not even toys, right? It's probably like some sort of holy artifacts.
What if it's like they needed an American Dalai Lama, you know, for like PR and all that and for like international relations, so they just had like a Ninja Turtle and a Power Ranger and like we'll do another sketch.
Okay.
All right, we got a nice case of blackmail here. This is good. John, you can play Chris. Monica, you'll be Blackmailer 1, and Caitlin, you'll be Blackmailer 2. They say nothing is recession-proof, but those people have never worked in the blackmail industry. We open on a ringing phone. Chris answers.
Hello?
Is this Chris?
Is this a blackmailer?
Yes.
Thank God, I'm relieved. I hate working with people who aren't certified on Angie's List.
We're very proud of our reviews.
Chris notices that he's talking to 2 people.
Fuck, there's 2 of you? I thought this was a solo blackmailing gig.
No, there's 2 of us.
I see you left this out of your Angie's List description. This sounds expensive. Am I going to have to pay double on the rate now?
No, we can't pull that shit anymore because of tax purposes.
It turns out Uncle Sam is the real blackmailer.
Which is why he's our mascot.
Anyway, do you have the ransom?
Yeah, it's in a brown briefcase filled with unmarked 100s.
We told you to use a black briefcase.
Yeah, and we wanted all the bills marked, specifically marked not a ransom.
Why does no one ever listen to the blackmailers anymore?
This industry is going to hell.
Listen, your website says brown and the briefcase store's closed anyways.
Did you use blackmailers.com or blackmailers.org?
.org.
Next time, pay more attention to our terms of service and be at the drop site at 1400.
Also, if you get a survey called 10 stars would really help us out.
They hang up the phone and move to the drop site.
How much longer?
Who cares? We get paid by the hour.
No, we don't.
A car drives by at a high speed and tosses a suitcase out the window. The blackmailers retrieve their day's work.
This guy acts like he's never thrown a briefcase out of a window of a speeding car.
You don't even throw the briefcase. You retrieve them poorly.
Not for long.
Blackmailer 2 pulls out a business card that reads, Blackmail Suitcase Delivery Service. Call toll-free at 1-800-BLACKMAIL-LUGGAGE. In very small font, it reads, Prices may vary.
Whoa, a 1-800 number.
Yeah, I can drive 120 kilometers and land a briefcase to your feet, wide open.
Let's see you do it then.
You don't have the cash, buddy, but maybe you can borrow some from that briefcase, so go, grab it.
The case is returned to its rightful home. Back in the car, they open it to reveal $100 bills, medically sealed.
The boss is going to be pissed when he finds out you're quitting to start a thing of your own.
Sounds like a me problem, but there is a you problem. Because when the boss sees how old these $100 bills are...
Fuck, I forgot he hates old bills.
It's true. He likes them fresh.
I did this last week, too. You think maybe we could Venmo him instead?
I don't know his username.
Blackmailer 1's phone rings. They both immediately panic.
Oh, fuck. It's the boss.
Don't pick up.
I have to, or they're going to stop paying my phone bill. And I got a lot of mobile games.
Blackmailer 1 valiantly picks up the phone. He's nervous, but he has read a lot of books about management or whatever.
Hey, boss. Yeah, we got it. No, you got nothing to worry about. This money can barely buy booze.
He hangs up and his phone starts playing a podcast he was listening to earlier. Annoying.
Do you have that money pen?
Always. But what are you going to do with it? I don't feel like drawing George Washington for fun. Not again.
No, we can change the money. These bills are from 1913, but they're going to time travel to 1998.
You're a genius.
Our heroes finish their arts and crafts and victoriously head to the boss's mansion.
We make a great team.
I think so, too. Hope we don't get fucking murdered.
So you've noticed it, too, right? Everyone at this job gets murdered.
Totally. It's like a 100% murder rate at this gig.
They have a nice trip back to HQ where both of them get murdered. Fiend scene. They died. The first time today anyone has died at a sketch.
Whoa, I hope it's not the last.
I know. It's violent cells, I'll tell you. John knows.
A lot of eulogies.
Yeah.
A lot of eulogies.
Now, which one of you is more into like the death stuff?
Having people die? I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I'm more violent. John, I feel like, well, in the sketches, John sketches tend to end with everyone going, fuck this, and they all just like walk away.
I think it's usually someone bad at their job. That's where we start.
And now, how do you think of something like that?
How do I think of something like that?
Yeah, someone being bad at your job.
You know what? Well, I start with
write what you know, baby.
And then you ask your questions, what does this person want?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, I think too with John's job as a big Hollywood executive is that he talks to a surprising number of fucking morons all day. Like, I'll just text him and be like, "How's it going?" He's be like, "I'm talking to the dumbest guy I've ever met."
I'm talking on my corded phone all day.
Yep. On the corded phone, you're walking around holding the cradle of it in your other hand. You know, like.
Checking
That's
the fax
such
machine.
a cool look that we don't get to have anymore.
That is a thing that like. So I'm on this whole thing right now about these stupid typewriter writing device things. Like, distraction free. Like,
yes, yeah.
Don't just close the internet browser. But the corded phone thing, you could sell me on that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's funny.
Are you a big phone call person, Monica?
Yeah.
You do the phone chat?
I do the phone chat,
I love the
especially
phone
like when
chat.
I'm driving. I have about 6 people I call.
Great.
Yeah, and so then I can just talk for like a ride.
It's good to have the roster. Yeah.
Mm.
Is it mostly? I feel like I have probably 5 or 6, and I feel like roughly it's like 1 family, 2 politics, 3 gossip. What is it all?
I would say probably 1 family, 5 gossip.
5. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, you're all gossip.
I'm all
Yeah.
gossip.
I didn't want to presume, but I kind of knew.
I like to receive and spread information.
Sure.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No. Yeah.
Just like working as a newspaper writer.
I'm basically a journalist.
You're a journalist. Yeah. You're protecting truth and freedom.
Yeah, I'm also doing the thing where if it's a story about me, I'm trying to get ahead of it.
Right.
I'm spreading my own narrative early and often.
Right. You're running the Monica Carroll comms department, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I've never really heard gossip about you.
Really?
Not really.
Oh.
Well, actually,
Because I'm controlling the
But,
narrative.
yeah, that's true. But to be fair, I'm like your friend.
If
So I
someone-
feel like
yes.
I'm hearing about things first.
people are trying to find
Yes.
stuff out about you from Caitlin.
Right.
like,
Yeah, I don't really do anything that's that gossip worthy. I mean, I think the biggest thing someone would say is like, "Oh, she said something to me that I thought was mean." And then I'd be like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." And like that would be
Yeah.
the extent of something.
this is
Yeah.
exactly what someone would say if they actually hit someone with their car once and left the scene of a crime. Also, if you have any incriminating information about Monica Carroll, any kind of totally baseless accusations, please send them to us at strategyandcontent@gmail.com. That is the actual email address of the show.
That's so good.
Yeah, it was Todd Spalding made it in like 2013. So like got
I was gonna say, how could you get something that good?
yeah, start doing fake brand strategy in 2013. You get all the good websites. Let's do another sketch. Most of our running bits are just things people have actually done that are stupid. Okay, cool. This is a fun one. I will be announcer 1. Caitlin, you be announcer 2. Monica, you're Delta, and John, you're Gunnert.
Gunnert. Is that a real name?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I have a list of fake, whatever. I have like a 10-page document of fake
running
names.
list of fake names.
Yeah, they're really useful.
And he has like a marker board in his office. When he thinks of one, he writes it down.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to forget something like that.
They also have bank accounts.
one of when Caitlin and I started dating, I said something bizarre, and then I went sorry, and then Caitlin goes, you have a whiteboard of fake names hanging over your bed. I know what I'm in for. Caitlin was like, you don't have to apologize for being extremely bizarre, but I actually am sorry. And wow, so I'm 1, 2, Gunner, Delta.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the North American Chess Finals.
It's an exciting time to be following the sport of squares and horses.
Today is head-to-head of Prodigy Grandmasters, Gunnar Provolone and Delta Tedesco.
Both players are known for their use of the Italian defense and Australian offense.
Which is ironic because both of these guys are Austrian.
How is that ironic?
It should be a real hoot and a holler of a time, though. There is a strict no-yelling policy.
Speaking of action, it looks like they're about to start.
And here we go.
Delta opening with Romanian double combo.
2 queens. Don't normally see that kind of thing on the first move.
And Gunnert seems to have some questions.
Excuse me, 1 second.
You have several seconds while your timer ticks.
Okay, that's exactly my point. How do you already have 2 queens?
Dunno. Guess I'm kind of killing it at the game of chess.
All right, well, I'd like to appeal to the judge on that.
There's no judge in chess, only a king. And in this game, I'm the king of kicking your ass at chess.
Whoa, fighting words out here. Not something you see a lot in the world of bishops and small castles.
Okay, whatever then, prick.
Gunnar has decided to keep playing, even though he's outgunned by Delta's double queen.
We see here he's employing the Swiss ape.
A risky maneuver.
Also, a few extra queens on the board is fair when you've been messing with my head.
What the hell are you talking about?
Not inviting me to your wedding, maybe?
We're trying to keep it small.
So small you don't invite your best friend from college?
You're not my best friend from college. We talked like 5 times.
Yeah, that's the most I ever talked to anyone in college, you idiot.
Oh my fucking God. You were a dick to me like every time.
Name one example.
You told me I had the intellect of someone with severe dementia.
That doesn't sound like me. Do you think your memory's affected by the severe dementia?
See, why would I invite you to my wedding? Explain that to me.
Maybe stop asking me to do your labor, okay?
Oh boy, things are getting pretty intense as Gunnar employs the Vienna spiral, a truly intricate maneuver.
A lot of emotional maneuvering, too.
Hey, will you guys shut the fuck up? I don't know why we're in the same room, but this is really distracting.
Hey, fuck you, buddy. We're at work right now.
Yeah, you fucking dink. Respect the broadcasters.
How am I supposed to play chess like this?
By moving the pieces around the board, asshole.
Yeah, 1 per square. What is this, your first day?
Wait, what the fuck is going on with this board?
It looks like somehow, some way, while everyone was fighting, Delta has now employed the vaunted flying V of queens.
That's 5 beautiful royal ladies gliding across the board to kill Gunnar's wooden monarch.
Is anyone going to stop this guy from putting queens on the board?
No way, Jose, which is Spanish for asshole.
It's Spanish for Joseph.
Cram it, Pedro. Also, and invite me to your wedding.
If I do, will you forfeit the match?
Absolutely.
Deal? You will come to my wedding.
And Delta tips his king. Wow, another amazing finish for Gunnar.
To recap, he socially bribed his opponent after a cartoonish disregard for the rules of chess or life.
I believe that strategy is called the Long Island Defense.
And what an accurate name it is. Coming up next, the fishing exploits of a sociopath.
Stay tuned.
Or don't. We don't fucking care. Fiend scene. We did it. I tried to watch chess on a stream of it, and I was like, "Who? How?" I spent 5 minutes being like, "I like chess," and I was like, "I don't like chess."
They go really fast.
They go really fast, and it's truly like you have to watch the NFL and like know how football works instead of just like ball going end zone. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
Like it's hard to be like, "Oh, you fucking got him." Like
Totally.
although I do like how insane
Do they
chess
have
players
announcers?
are. Yeah, they do. They do have people like explain what's going on.
Wow.
But it's got that like weird golf vibe of just like, oh, now he's doing this and now he's doing that. And now you're just kinda like, oh yeah, I don't.
whispering, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't like reverent sports. You know.
The school they got to make their own school of broadcasting. They're stuck in golf. They have to do golf. They can't be golf and chess. It has to be either golf or chess. You know what I mean?
I
think
don't
the announcers are the same
honestly.
people?
All right. God damn it.
Sometimes you're like AI. We're like it flies by me and I'm like, all right, this has the rhythms of a thought, and then I just realize it's like golf and it's chess and it's golf and it's chess and I'm like,
Yeah, I can explain it any better than that. So I guess
That does seem like an us issue,
Yeah.
not a you
Yeah,
issue.
they gotta let me run my own college. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me be the dean.
I do think that colleges in particular, I don't know, most jobs are totally foreign to me. I don't understand what anyone does, which I think is a normal feeling. But colleges, man, it's like you got chancellors, you
There's
got
a lot of-
deans, there's a provost. What the fuck is that? Like, who
Yeah.
knows? But it sounds royal. It
Yeah.
sounds really
I
fancy.
mean, all the
Yeah.
all the levels of like supervisor just have like very weird, like regal sounding names.
Yeah. Do they have like? But I picture it as like a Hogwarts thing, which I think they're
Yes.
going for. I think they're
It is,
going for that
yes.
kind of like
It is like
we
that.
have powers kind of like vibe. You
Well,
know.
it's even more
All
complicated
right,
in the.
Monica's out on
in
that.
the
You don't think they have powers?
No.
Okay.
I think it's just like based off of something that's like very like aristocratic, like higher education.
Sure, yeah.
And then they just like that's just like how it goes. And so then they just all kept adopting it.
Right.
But I don't think they have magic powers. No.
I'm not saying that they.
It
I learned
seems like
recently
you-
that they don't.
They don't. Well, I'm not interested
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They're just in it for knowledge.
You did ask me what the director's spells are.
I did.
What are his best spells?
You get a provost versus a chancellor, and it's just like, well, who has more mana? Who
Right.
has
Who can
fewer
move
hit points?
diagonally.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has the best, skin?
No, I'm following you. I'm following you.
I thought we were got into like video game stuff, and I was
Yeah.
thinking about how you can get different skins for your characters.
Okay, all right,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So
I got
I
you.
was
Okay.
thinking more like they would have like a subway like print all over their body or something
Sure,
like that.
yeah,
Like,
they're
Yeah.
modded up
I
and
wasn't
stuff.
doing like a race thing, but then I realized it was.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't even think of the
Oh,
race
you didn't?
thing, but now I'm thinking
Oh,
of that.
okay.
Yeah,
Ac-
I thought that you meant like quality of like having good
Oh,
skin, and I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
like
oh, that's a
moisturizer.
weird
Moisturizer, yeah.
superpower. That's like, that's a strange magical power to have.
Yeah, the magic of going to Ulta. Yeah. There's only
Oh my
certain
God,
people
when
can
did
do
you
that.
learn about Ulta?
Engage? Yeah, that's all.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
What
that
what is
makes sense.
Ulta?
It's like a
Makeup,
makeup, beauty,
skincare.
supplies.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like
No.
a Sephora.
but is it like better and fancier and more current?
Less fancy. They also carry like drugstore brands, so
Yeah.
it's cool because they have fancy ones and drugstore
Oh,
brands.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I saw Sephora is in Kohl's now, because I go to Kohl's.
Oh yeah.
And when I saw Sephora was in Kohl's, I was like, I think it's over for this being like a cool thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Probably for a long time now, right? Or
Yeah, because it's like everything's so expensive, but when you go in, it doesn't feel like it's not like a nice experience. So it's like it sucks to drop like because you could easily drop $200 without paying attention in that store,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't feel like the experience of what I want to have when I spend $200.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And where
Yeah.
stuff is being sold is a huge indicator of both the store and how it's doing. Like
Mhm.
you're in Kohl's, the Staples down the street from us has like an entire section that's borderline groceries at this point. That's
Does
like-
it really?
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
just like, I
that's
don't think
funny.
Staples is doing great. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of chips and soda here.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of that, and then there's also just like a whole section that's just like TSA pre-check.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're mostly
like,
notarizing
Amazon
things.
returns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You're just kind of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it might be cooked. Let's do another sketch. Consult. Oh yeah, this is a very fun one written by our friend Rob Crean. Shout out to Rob Crean. Okay, let's see. John, you're going to be Beth. Caitlin, you're Doctor, and Monica, you're Dave.
Great.
A doctor's office where the human body meets the mysterious science of wall-to-wall carpeting. A doctor sits behind the desk when a married couple, Dave and Beth, nervously walk in before taking a seat across from their medical wizard.
Hi, doctor. They said we should come in.
Yes, welcome. How are you both?
Oh, trying. Just can't get it. Just getting at it. Just trying to get in there. Trying to get it started.
But still, no, we're still not pregnant.
The doctor goes through some notes and steadies herself for a frustrating conversation.
Okay, so when we talk to couples who are having trouble conceiving, we try to make sure that we phrase it as being a problem for the couple and not just one person.
Of course.
That makes absolute sense.
So now, I will take a moment to ask you, Beth, a few questions. I want to make sure that I stress these questions are not sarcastic. They are insincere, but again, not sarcastic.
Okay, sure.
The couple shares a confused nod with the doctor, then with each other, then back at the doctor. The energy is weird.
Beth, have you been taking the prenatal medications? You stopped smoking, drinking, otherwise been doing everything we discussed?
Yes, I've been doing all of that. Scout's honor.
And Dave, some questions for you.
Dave squeezes Beth's hand. They're in this together.
Of course. We're here to figure this out. This woman needs to be a mom because she's going to be the best one.
Sure. Let's go through this. Dave, have you switched to boxer shorts, or are you still wearing briefs?
We've been through this before, Doc. Batman wears briefs. Superman wears briefs. If I wear boxers, who am I? Some sort of novelty window suction cup guy mooning traffic?
Right. I remember you saying this at length. What about the general health stuff? Have you changed any of your habits, sleep, exercise, diet?
See, Doc, I meant to, but it just ended up not being a good time for me to make those changes.
Then I guess it's not a good time for you two to become parents.
A devastated and still childless Beth bursts into tears.
I'm running out of time.
It's okay, Beth. We'll get through this together.
Will you? Okay. There's one last thing. This is kind of crazy, but I feel like I'm out of options.
We're willing to do anything, Doc. We don't care how much it costs, how invasive her surgeries may be, whatever she needs to go through. We want a baby.
Okay. Dave, and I feel stupid asking this, are you still masturbating?
I mean, I didn't realize this was Puritan times. I didn't think self-pleasure still carried such a scarlet letter. I mean, I'm going to say it. You're pretty sex negative for a hoo-ha, doctor.
Dave, grow the fuck up.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to stand here and be lectured.
You're sitting down.
Regardless of my ass and its location, I will not be shamed about my normal bodily function of the human body.
Dave, are you still masturbating?
What, you're not jacking it?
Okay, let's take a moment and gauge the severity of the situation. Dave, how often are you masturbating?
A normal amount of often, thanks.
Dave, how much?
I don't keep track because I'm not a sicko.
The two women stare at him until he is shamed, looking down and muttering his response.
I mean, I don't know, like 20, 30 times a day.
Dave, what the hell? What is wrong with you?
Any interest in trying to stop?
Dave hangs his head in shame, unable to look at his wife or his nemesis, the dreaded hoo-ha doctor.
No, I think it's super fun and cool.
Oh my God, Dave, fuck you.
Well, on the bright side, I've always had this irrational fear that someday, for some reason, I would lose my temper and strike a patient for violent reasons. Seems crazy, but it's always been in the back of my head. But today, dealing with you has... Dave, are you masturbating right now?
Dave started jacking it during the speech.
You're fucking disgusting. How can you be a father?
A lot of guys are like this.
That's technically true.
Fiend scene.
Nice.
Shout out to Rob Crean for writing the jacking off sketch.
Rob Crean, you are a sicko.
I think gender swapping those two characters helped to make it
I
less
think so.
creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John just like, a lot of guys are like this.
Or would have been more funny, me being a doctor mispronouncing everything. Every fucking
I actually did go with the lowest line count, but yes, very feminist of us.
How did this guy become a doctor?
Yeah, I feel like Rob Crean just like did comedy for 20 years and was like, "What's something that happens?"
So true.
Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. When somebody tells me that they're like trying to have a kid, that's like a close friend thing, you know, obviously to like tell someone that. And I'm just sort of like, I feel like people could just maybe like lay lower on that. Like, and like openly just being like, we're trying. It's like, I don't need to know about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, we're doing science to our bodies. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, just like be chill about it, you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
Just let me know when it happens.
Yeah, pop out a kid. I'll come over. I'll do like
I'll
the
do the baby shower. Yeah.
yeah. I'll go out with you on a Friday night, and you'll get really tired by 9 p.m., and you'll be like, no, I want to stay out. And I'll be like, no, you got to go home, man. Like, this part of your life is over.
For now, yeah.
Yeah, it is weird being old enough to have friends who are, like, coming back out of the part where they had kids.
Yeah.
And now they're just like...
Oh, what age does that happen? Like, kid-wise?
I mean, friend of the show, Sean Sullivan, I feel like his kids are, like, 10 plus, probably.
Yeah, something.
I feel like when they start doing, like, sports and things, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like they're, like, out of the house a lot, and you're like, oh, I could have a hobby. Like,
It does also seem like he and his wife have a really good balance of, like, responsibilities and stuff. Like, he's not out too much during the week.
Yeah.
It seems like respectful.
No,
Yeah.
but when he is out, he's a fucking maniac. I mean, that guy is...
Unless his wife is listening, in which case...
He's doing every drug under the sun.
No.
You know, he's driving fast cars.
Yeah,
you know?
this isn't blackmail to get him on the show.
He's hitting people with his fast car. He's in the Tracy Chapman song Fast Car. Shout out to Sean Sullivan. Come on the show, you coward. All right, Sean, you're going to have to come on this show and defend your honor. Let's do another sketch. I like when people challenge each other to debates, because I'm just I love that, like as you know, as like a podcasters or just influencers are like, you have to come on my thing and debate me, and I'm just like, well, you guys gonna do the formal rules of debate, or are you gonna just yell at each other? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a judge.
yeah.
A judge.
There's actually 3 judges. It's like a boxing match.
That implies that John thinks courtrooms are debates.
Yeah, first it's opening statement, which is really just the walk and talk.
We do have a moratorium in this show of John writing Dracula sketches or courtroom sketches.
Okay.
Because that's like
Two things I know.
Yeah.
Dracula was a client of mine, and I'm constantly in court.
That's true. That's true. It fits your big Hollywood persona. All right, let's dive into this one. This is a nice 2-hander here. Caitlin, you'll play banker. Monica, you will be Mr. Kincaid. It's said that a bank is a hotel for your money. Maybe that's why so much money lives in the Cayman Islands and Bermuda, which is why we're here at the First Bank of Bermuda, formerly known as the only Bank of Bermuda. A hotshot American businessman, Mr. Kincaid, sits across from a banker.
Good morning, Mr. Kincaid.
Thanks for seeing me on such short notice.
What can we do for you today?
Had a last-minute development with a small venture up in New York. Need to register an LLC, transfer numbers, all that.
Banker gets on his computer, typing away and starting the paperwork.
Absolutely. I know you're a longtime client. If you can confirm your Social Security.
0010 ampersand 001.
Thank you. And the name of the business?
Limited Ventures Unlimited, an Ohio state corporation.
Fantastic. Got that. And the address?
Rockefeller Plaza extension at some guy's house in Yonkers.
Got it. All right. It'll just take a minute to process.
You guys always work fast.
We do. And you've had an active career, if you don't mind my saying.
Businessman is obviously a little flattered by this and puffs up with pleasure.
No, not at all. Look at the portfolio, huh?
Yeah, sir. Very impressive work.
Oh, it's not much. Just trying to stay busy.
20 companies in 15 years?
It's a way to pass the time.
20 million in transferred funds with only half seized by Interpol, the band?
That was actually pretty cool of me.
It's quite the portfolio.
Banker starts scrolling the file for examples.
I mean, you founded Globiocom, Genitech, Barbara.com.
A quick reminder, founded and bankrupted.
They share a good laugh over that. Banker keeps chatting, but now businessman is getting nostalgic, moody even.
Man, Genitech is a name I haven't thought about in years. Is Billy Wynn still in there?
Billy Wynn is in here, sir. And I'm sorry. Here, please.
Banker discreetly hands him a tissue. A surprisingly emotional Mr. Kincaid loudly blows his nose and spills his emotional woes to the banker.
God, it's like you start these companies, and just move to paper.
Of course, Mr. Kincaid. It's only natural.
You can take it again.
It's like you start these companies, just to move paper.
Of course, Mr. Kincaid. It's only natural.
Have you ever have something you can bounce off some other bullshit, drive up the value of some other penny stock for 6 hours?
Absolutely. It's your job.
But you get attached to these companies,
Sir, I absolutely do. Why, I'm a father of 3 boys myself.
Boys? Is that like the ticker symbol for the company?
No, they're not companies, sir. They're my sons.
Ugh, sons? Human beings? I have those. They stole a shitload of crypto from me because I only use the iPad.
The iPad's a very user-friendly product, sir. And here at the First Bank of the Bahamas, we're here for all of your new companies.
I hate my goddamn kids so much. They post on Facebook without telling me.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. But that Bitcoin shit was up 20 grand and they fucked me over.
Banker, meanwhile, is desperately refreshing his screen to get the results he wants.
Oh, it looks like the entry went through. You're almost all set, Mr. Kincaid.
If I had the chance, I'd kill every one of my kids with my bare fucking hands.
Okay, well, your LLC is processed. But Mr. Kincaid, there are other options available.
Oh, what are we talking here?
Under this new LLC, God rest the old ones, you could actually start a Kill My Kid coin. Okay.
A what now?
A blockchain that's tethered type of crypto asset, and it's tethered to your kid dying, specifically if they're killed.
Okay, I have an MBA. So far, this is all checking out to me so far.
Banker shows his iPad to Mr. Kincaid, scrolling through various charts, graphs, and charts of graphs.
A Kill My Kid coin can make any parent proud of how much money they make from their dirtbag son.
Holy shit, I'm going to be triple rich.
Fiend scene. It's the crypto sketch.
I know what crypto is. Yeah.
You're way into crypto. You're behind a lot of the.
I don't even want to tell you how much money I lost from not looking at my phone for 2 seconds.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah. Entire GDPs of Eastern European countries are lost when John is not able to be because you make all the right deals too. Every time you make moves, you're just maximizing profits.
Hey, I'm playing chess and everyone else is. They're not even on the board.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still at fucking Spencer's Gifts trying to find a cool glow in the dark board.
Yeah, they'd be lucky playing tic-tac-toe.
Monica, have you ever fucked with crypto?
No.
That makes sense.
No. I did
Considering
it.
your gender.
I did I heard about it when I was, I guess, right out of college, and so that was like in 2011, and I was like, should I get like a rig and start mining? And then I was like, I don't know what any of those things are.
Yeah.
Like that, because I was like, I just put it in my parents' basement. They wouldn't even notice a difference.
Was this in 2011 you were thinking about this?
Yeah, and now I'm like,
Oh.
maybe I should have just called up some dork and had them set me up with a rig in my basement.
Yeah.
It is crazy that like, yeah, and it is just like someone like any of us just like actually did the fucking thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, it is so, I mean, the money is, I'm sure the money is well worth it, but it is pretty funny to be the most embarrassing kind of millionaire,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Because you're just like a guy with a Mercedes and people are like, oh, what do you do? And you're like, oh, I have some investments.
I run computers at night.
Yeah. I'm in like nighttime IT, you know? Like,
Nighttime IT.
They literally
sleepy owl.
recommended, when I was like doing research, they did recommend that because they're like, oh, electricity costs less at night.
oh,
So
yeah.
you can like run
Does
your...
it take extra electricity?
Yeah, because you're like running like high-powered
That's
computers.
the main thing with it, is it
I
runs.
I truly don't know anything about
No, I
it.
know. Me neither. Other than it's basically a computer is running these mathematical equations, and when it like gets and it does a certain amount, and then it receives coins, and that's like how you're mining. But it's like
Oh.
running constantly.
So like somehow, whether it's AI or blockchain, crypto, all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
all of it somehow, I think Web3 is the same thing as this. It all leads back to buying the biggest, most powerful servers you can and running the most electricity possible through them, and boil the ocean.
Sure,
Like,
of course,
you know,
yeah.
like-
Oh yeah, no, it's horrible for the environment. Yeah,
Yeah.
and for no reason, for like it
No,
doesn't benefit
it's
anything.
because
Like,
it doesn't, other than like getting money that then you can buy illegal stuff with. Like I think that's like the only real
Right, yeah, yeah.
value it has is that it lives outside of our
Exactly.
society and legal bounds.
which is just like, at least if you're driving around in an SUV and like throwing all your stuff in a river, it's like at least you're like having fun. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, polluting is fun.
Polluting used to be a good time. Now it's like you sit at home and just generate
Yeah.
heat because you're
Yeah.
like, I hate the Democrats.
Yeah.
Like, I guess like
Yeah, back in the day, you'd be with the Knights of Columbus, just polluting everywhere. And
yeah,
now-
that was the good stuff.
Now
You
you
know,
can't do
dumping
that.
toxic waste into like playgrounds. Like that
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
Or
back
even
in the
low
day.
level stuff. You know, when you watch that Mad Men scene where they're doing a picnic,
Yeah.
and at the end she just throws all the trash off of her blanket
It
into
looks
the park,
fun.
and she folds it up and goes home.
Haven't seen Mad Men.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of those moments where it's just like, I mean, it's accurate, but it's always like adult likes a cigarette right next to a baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
and it's one of those where they just take all their trash and they're like, goodbye.
Yeah.
Now nice burning their trash at home and acting like it's comfy.
I'm like, the past used to be so cool. Let's do the last sketch. Yeah, we saved a doozy for the end, guys. This one very excited about. We got John and Caitlin are gonna be playing double duty. So Monica, you'll be Jack the whole time. John, you be Yokel 2/Chief, so you're in orange, and Caitlin, you're Yokel 1/Mrs. O'Leary in green. We open on an ace, 1940s style detective by the name of Jack Shoeshine. He's got the fedora, trench coat, and whiskey breath. The Great Chicago Fire of 1871 just happened, and he's on the scene for some reason, poking through the rubble for answers. He's interrogating two Chicago yokels about what happened.
You gotta tell me how the fire started, or you're gonna wish you never saw my mug.
The fuck you talking about, man?
My grandfather says this is how Polish people talk.
Laugh it up, fellas. I'll be chuckling all the way to the funhouse where they got those mirrors.
Our fun house actually burned down, so that's pretty insensitive.
Remembering his assignment, Jack grabs the yokel by his lapels.
And you're gonna tell me why? Was it electrical? Coal burning? Lightning from an angry god?
It was Mrs. O'Leary's cow, you goddamn freak. Will you calm down?
Ah, a clue. Discovered exclusively by me. Now, all I need to do is to find some kind of sign of a cow.
There's a trail of cow shit that goes directly that way.
The yokels point, and Jack tosses them a few Cracker Jacks.
Make 'em last, boys. Those are from the Navy.
The fuck are these?
We're on the front step of Mrs. O'Leary's cow's house. Jack Shoeshine is bravely banging on the door in order to intimidate a woman.
Open up, I'm drunk, and I'm out of peanuts.
Mrs. O'Leary, terrified and laughing really hard, opens the door.
Please stop yelling.
I'll stop yelling when I fall asleep. Now, the sign over this door says Mrs. O'Leary's Cow House. No offense, lady, but you don't look like any sorts of cows I've ever seen.
Flattering, but please, sir, you have to leave my poor cow alone. She never meant any harm by it.
An admission of guilt.
She's just a poor animal. The lantern, she just kicked it. It was totally involuntary, I swear.
Now you're singing like a canary.
I told her I'd protect her.
Play that sweet bird jazz before I cook your goose.
It was an accident. My girl wouldn't hurt her soul, not on purpose.
Realizing something is wrong, Jack Shoeshine barges into the house past the blubbering Mrs. O'Leary. He storms down the hallway to a bedroom door labeled Mrs. O'Leary's Cow and bursts in.
I knew it. This cow was an arsonist through all the way down her house. Wait. All the I knew it. This cow was an arsonist through all the way down to her hooves.
It's revealed that the bedroom is covered in posters that say I love fires and bracelets that say starting fires is cool.
It's not what it looks like.
Then why is there an upside-down poster of Smokey the Bear, Toots?
That's not my name.
Cut to the top of a very tall skyscraper in the middle of Chicago, as featured on the popular show Chicago Skyscraper. Jack Shoeshine is talking to the big shot police chief, a man so corrupt he has a mustache.
You've done a lot of good work on this case, Shoeshine. Could use a fellow like you running things for our force.
Thanks, Chief, but I'm dedicated to wearing the fedora.
Well, either way, you gotta cool it on this one, Jack. There's too much heat, and we need to play like an ice cube.
Can't do it, Chief. If I do that, I melt.
Chief tries to pull a gun on Jack, but Jack's too quick and shoots the chief in his arms, and then his other arm, and then the first arm because Jack has OCD. The crooked police chief falls to the floor.
You were too fast again, Jack Shoeshine.
Just tell me one thing. You sideways son of a bitch. Who you working for?
The goddamn cow. That bovine runs this town, this county, this entire state.
So this goes straight to the top.
That's just what I said.
Cut to Jack Shoeshine in the middle of West Virginia, even though they probably filmed this in upstate New York. He's at the door of a cabin, 1930s Luger drawn.
Mrs. O'Leary's cow, come out with your hooves up. We know what you did, and there's nobody coming to save you.
You'll grind me into hamburger meat before I give up, you fucking bounty hunter.
That's the cow. God.
I got 2 Tommy guns and enough ammo to take out old McDonald's farm.
Listen up, you chewing criminal. I bring you alive, we split the reward, all right? I'll fix you with a big city lawyer.
Like I never trust you, Shoeshine. We'll gab when we're in hell.
Hot potato, this cow has gumption. Time to battle some cattle.
A huge gunfight ensues, but your dad starts talking to you, so you totally miss the whole fucking ending. But it's still good to be home seeing everyone regardless. The end, fiend scene.
Oh my God.
Beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Living cinema, you know.
Man, that was awesome. The voices, everything. That was great. That was
The Cracker Jack. Make him last, boy. Those are from the Navy.
Oh, that was fucking awesome.
That is one of my favorite ones.
That was really good.
That one, the Hall of Congress. Jesus Christ.
That was just, it all goes straight to the top, and everyone works for the cow. Towards the end, it turns into Reacher.
Yeah.
It's very clearly me watching Reacher and going like, you should come work for us, Jack Shoeshine. You should run our entire police force. Well, Monica Carroll, thank you so much for doing the Big
thank you so
Hollywood
much.
Table
Thank
Read.
you so much for having me. This is so fun.
As always, so much fun. Thank you for doing it. We'll have you back again soon. Any pluggables, things that you would like to plug out? You got a new podcast, right?
Oh, yeah. Bad Egg with Dan Hall.
Bad Egg with Dan Hall and
Yeah.
Monica Carroll.
And Monica Carroll and Dan Hall. Obviously, my name's
I was going to say, is his name in like your...
well, because the main reason we named it is because I already had a bunch of matchbooks printed up.
Sure.
Bad Egg with Monica Carroll. And because I have a joke where I call myself a bad egg. And then I was like, oh, we can just write and Dan on a
That's
bunch
smart.
of them. Yeah.
Oh, you got matchbooks. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Wooden matchboxes? Like
Oh, no. Like cheap ones.
I got you.
The paper ones?
Paper ones, yeah.
Yeah, good enough for a big Hollywood executive like you, John.
Yeah, John, I'm sure you think this is cheap, but, I'm more of a shoestring operation.
I started, with the regular matchbooks
Well,
as well.
John only lights his cigarettes with a Zippo that's shaped like a gun. You know, that's
so
how
cool.
that's how you know he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I would have thought they were shaped like tits.
Oh,
Hey,
I
I'm
didn't tell
not
you
a
this
horn
gun
dog.
has tits. Well, this
That's
was
fucking awesome.
the Big Hollywood Table Read. Make sure to follow Bad Egg with Monica Carroll and Dan Hall.
Dan Hall.
Yeah, and please listen again. We did a good job.
Yay.
Hey. Talk next time. Bye, everybody.
God is rotting in jail. coming back.